A snippet of today's conversation with my very beautiful guest, Troy Legion.
Let mama help you, boy. Let mother please. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be alone. You don't have to be alone.
And a lot of times in my life, I made mistakes, and nobody knows because I didn't get the embarrassment because I learned.
Right.
And I'm very hard on myself about the decisions that I make. So I just really was like, oh, so Karma was like, okay, bitch, we don't need to get you because you're getting yourself. Like Karma knocked on my door and was like, okay, bitch, can you stop? Because you're taking my job and I need it. I got like 3 little Karma kids. So like Karma had to really I really had to have people say that to me. Like even my grandmother, she said like, bitch, move on. You know, because I was one, like, you know what it is too, though, and I think this is a lot of people. I don't like to fail. I've never liked to fail. None of us do. But get this, failure is needed for you to advance. If you don't fail at something, if you've never failed at anything, you don't know how. You haven't built those muscles that help you bounce back. So,
right.
Yeah, like when I was younger, especially even when I was younger, when people was telling me, oh, you don't know how to do this, you didn't know how to do this, I took that to heart. So then I took my ass home. All You Need to Know About the Music Business by Donald Passman. Like I started researching and reading and learning everything that they were telling me I needed to know. You know, but you get those people around you sometimes, and that's why they're not around me. I don't spend time with these people. But it's like, oh well, I'm older and I know. No, you don't. All you know how to do, and I'm gonna take this out of a page of your book, all you know how to do is pay bills, pay a mortgage, pay for a car, you know, buy clothes, go to the grocery store every week and buy the same fucking thing. That's all you know how to do. And so many, this is a page from your book because you've said this to me. So many people want kudos for paying bills.
For the bare minimum. It's like for the bare minimum. And it's like, nah, try harder, buddy. Try harder, buddy. Like for real, I'm not even trying to be heartless. Like, try harder, buddy, because it's not working. Like, you want props for something everybody's doing. Try harder, buddy.
No uniqueness. Okay. No real effort, no expensive energy.
Exactly. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, because I was going to say, I remember when I started this, and I had my grandmother's funny church hats on, and I remember, you know, I worked out a lot then, having having a bare chest out, pecs out, and having like my grandma, she got me like jewelry to go on my bare chest because my idea was to let it hang out. If you got it, you got it. And get this, I remember, I didn't even hear it myself. Other people that I was affiliated with told me, girl, they laughing at you. You're the laughing stock. We talk about how funny you are and how this, and it was not in a good way. It was not in a good way. They thought like, she's letting it all hang out. She's not polished. She'll never, get it. We ain't got to worry about her coming to take our jobs or our followings or none of that stuff. But over time, I heard that feedback and I learned. And now I sit here today, and now everyone comes to these to see who I'm speaking to, but also to see what I'm wearing, which is a part of the brand because I started in fashion. And I don't even, and this is the thing, I don't have to wear designer. Get this, I'm still on my journey. I can't afford to buy designer clothes. I'll go bankrupt I'll take my whole company trying to buy Christian Dior. Trying to buy, no. Other people in the world make clothes that I can afford to use until I'm on the level. And you know what's funny? You know what the funny thing is? Even when I'm on the level, because I have discovered that there is more than just what the media said, these designers, I have discovered other designers and real modern day people that make amazing clothes. I won't buy designer when I am on the level because I'm
it's just a name.
Yes, let me give somebody else a shot.
It's just a name.
Yeah.
It's literally just a name. Somebody slapped their name on it.
Yeah, you're
Have
paying
a
for
business
the
and money for it.
popularity of a name.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing I love about the actress Halle Berry. Halle would step on the red carpet and she would take risk. Everybody else is wearing De La Renta. Everybody else is wearing everybody else. Vera Wang. Everybody is wearing all of these different designers. And she would give a no-name designer a shot. And I hate saying no name, but in the scheme of entertainment, they weren't known. And she would wear constantly beautiful dresses that fit her body and accentuated her beauty. And it would be a designer they didn't know. And then after she wore it, well, now you know him. Now you know him. Like, I also am in that
Mm-hmm.
way. I like to give people a shot because I remember
Right.
when I wanted my shot, and I remember that nobody gave me one.
Exactly.
Nobody gave me one. And then someone from my family had to step in and say, you know what? Like, that's the real, like, I ask her all the time, why did you do what you did? Why did you take your whole retirement, withdraw your whole six-figure retirement that you earned? Why did you do that? Write me a check and hand it to me. And she says to me, because nobody gave you a shot. I was sick and tired of sitting here looking at you, knowing that you were talented, knowing that you were able to do it, and nobody would even pull over and give you a shot. So she said, if I don't do anything else in this world, I'm giving you the shot you never got. She told me that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, and I do, okay, now in this world that we live, I do understand that everybody will not get a shot. I do understand that. But
Mm-hmm.
it, as we were speaking, it's based on your decisions. It's based on
Mm-hmm.
how you move. It's based on what you do. I was doing this when I wasn't making a dime, when there was
Mm-hmm.
no money behind me. I
But
was
you know what's so crazy? That is a shot. So what people don't understand is this. They always say, "Oh, I never got my shot." It's not that you never got your shot. You never took the shot. That was the thing. Your goal is to hit the target, not to take the shot. You already have the gun. The gun is you. You're just supposed to take the shot. But the thing is, if they don't have a target, they won't shoot. That's the problem. They don't have a clear target. They don't have a so what they'll do is they'll put the gun down because they're like, oh well, no, make a target. Make a target and keep hitting it
yeah. Yeah.
until you get
I
really
like
good.
one thing I like about your philosophy, because this is what it is. You're sharing your philosophy. I remember being in college and I was, like I said, spouting my philosophy. And they told me, they were like, listen, you should be a freaking philosophy major because you have this ideology that we can live in. We see it work, not just for you, but for other people. You have this philosophy about you and we're hearing it. And I'm so glad because we're hearing it and it's going to serve so many people that hear it because people really do. And you know this, people really do go to do something and then someone says, you can't do it. And they say, all right. And they go home.
Exactly. So my thing is this. Listen, I don't want to always come off as not caring and heartless, but that's why I always compare it to common sense, right? I always say this stuff should be common sense, but sense is not common. Because the thing is, just because, like, if somebody comes up to me, you're not black, I'm gonna just go home and go, oh well, I guess I'm not black. Like, where's the confidence in you? Like people get confidence and ego mixed up. Confidence is trust in yourself that you know what you're doing. Even if you don't know, the trust in yourself is confidence. You know what I'm saying? Ego is that I need to show off. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people have this thing where they're like, I don't know, like I just did it, and it's like, no, it's common sense. Why did you believe that person? Because they just said it. You didn't even give it a try. You didn't even try. See, at least you tried. You was like, I'm gonna give it a shot. And then when it failed, you tried again. When it failed, you try it again. When it failed, you tried again. You know what I'm saying? A winner is only a loser that tried one more time. That's all it is. That is all it is. Like literally, if you keep losing, the only reason why you keep losing is because you stop. You just won't you just won't keep going. You'll stop. You'll get to a point where you're like, and if everybody calls you trash, you're gonna start believing you're trash. You gotta tune that noise. because nobody, and then because then when you make it, it's, oh my god, I was there since day one, and oh my god, like I was always there. Oh my god, I started from the beginning when you ain't really had nothing. Like now, I supported you the whole way. No, you wasn't. You was a hater. What are you talking about? You was a hater. You was the one that was shitting on me and stuff like that. No, it was tough love. Well, tough your love like ass out of here. Like I ain't about to give it back to you. Like you're not. No. Like get up out of here. I don't love you no more. You're gone. And I'm like no. And it always happens. It always happens because the thing is, all you did was keep going. Consistency. That's all you did was keep going. When everybody else, oh, this is too hard. This is too much. You kept going. That's why you got the results that you did because you kept going.
There were many mental breakdowns, and I can be very real. Like there were many mental breakdowns that the people around me that love me most and know me best had to help through, because it was just like, you know, doing this and having everyone say, well, you're not making enough money. They tried to reduce my work to a dollar amount. And then I was actually talking to my therapist about this last week. And then I didn't realize that I started reducing all of my work and my worth to a dollar amount. And when I literally said that to myself, it was like, but all that you do, like, and when I started like really thinking about it and how long I had done it, because I'm not gonna lie, I did it so long that I often had intrusive thoughts and thoughts of suicide, because it was like, you just can't cut it. You know, everybody around me, even in my own family, you just can't cut it. And this is so crazy because every single person I brought to this camera, I did monologues before I sat down. And when we talk, we bring up these monologues that I did that no one has even seen yet. But I literally just said that in a monologue. Where the hell were you? You told me I couldn't do it. You didn't believe in me. You even tried to stand in my way. You tried to stop the people that wanted to help me from helping me. And because they had their own mind and common sense to see somebody talented, they didn't listen to you. And because of it, now it's, oh, well, you're so great. I had a family member come to my door, and I hadn't seen her in a very long time. And she watches me online, and rightly so, because that's how a lot of my family communicate with me, because they don't see me in real life. I'm not a part of your family. You are my relatives. You're not my family. But she came to the door, and I opened the door, and I was just grabbing something for, you know, my grandmother, and she looked at me and she's like, oh my God. And I stopped to humor her for a second to hear what bullshit was about to fall out her mouth. And it was some bullshit, because she says to me, she was like, wow, it really is like night and day. I mean, I see you online as the Queen of Shade, and then I see you here and you're my nephew. You're cool. You're down to earth. Oh, I don't have a chip on my shoulder. And it's like you said, because I lost ego a long time ago, I put in the work. So when I move, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just doing what I do. And to hear her say that as a general consensus of the family, oh wow, it's really like night and day. You really aren't like that in real life. And it's like, no, I just am really good at my job. And then when I walk away from my job and I need to function in the other crowns that I wear, son, grandson, uncle, brother, I know how to take this crown off and put on my other crowns. And it made me think that the reason she was saying that was because in her own life, she was telling on herself, you haven't mastered how to be who you need to be with every person that you meet. You constantly have to take and regale others with your said accomplishments, because you feel that those accomplishments give you value. And I'm not there. I know that I'm valuable.
I mean, peasants always find people of royalty surprising and shocking. So that's usually what it is. When you find somebody that like that always has something to say just because you're doing it, it's kind of a signal to them like, I didn't max out my life. I didn't actually try. I didn't go and get, or when they did, it didn't turn out the way they wanted it to. So what they do is they project. They project it onto you, which is what we refer as dark magic. They they put shit onto you, and they give you all these like, cause in a way it's supposed to make you think back like, oh, nah, maybe I'm not like this. Maybe I'm not like no, like this is, they're both me. It's just one version and another. You get what I'm saying? But people have a tendency of trying to slip their kind of their insecurities onto your personality to make you feel like you're nothing because they're nothing, and they know they'll never be nothing. So so they'll just say a couple things, and and be like, even people don't understand the nicest compliments it won't even be nice. They'll say things like, um, oh, oh, you finally made it. They'll say things like that. Oh, you finally made it. It's something like that. First of all, what do you mean? Hold on. So you was watching me that whole time. You ain't supporting me once. Like, what do you mean I finally made it? What do you mean I finally? And don't get me wrong. For those that were actually there, they could say that. But when you really think about it and stuff like that, it's like, no, I didn't make it. I created what was already there. All I did was bring my world to this playing field. That's all I did. This was my world, and I brought it into this playing field. And then what did it do? You manifested it into real life. That's all you're doing. It's just manifesting it into real life. But people don't know how to do that, and that's okay. But at the same time, they knock off everybody else that is gifted and know how to do that. And that's another reason why their lives are usually messed up. They're usually down and out. They're usually falling out of marriages. They're usually falling out of family gatherings. They usually separate from people they love. They can't connect because they can't connect with themselves. So when there's no love in self, how you gonna love somebody else? You know what I mean?
I was thinking about this the other day, and I've been saying it lately, but a normal life was just something I was never interested in. People.
There's no such thing.
Expound on it.
like,
and I'll finish what I was saying.
I know. This is the thing. People would be like, oh, live a normal life, right? But for someone to have a white picket fence, a big house, a yard with a dog and some kids, that was somebody's imagination they brought to life. And then everybody else was like, that's a good life. I want to live that too. So then they do that. I remember I was talking to one of my exes before, and the one thing I mentioned was, why do we celebrate Christmas? We go out our way to put a big tree into our house, put lights all over the shit, and then have the audacity to say some jolly old fat man is gonna come down and give children presents and eat their milk and cookies. Sounds like a pedophile to me. But I'm just saying, like, I don't like. Why are you coming down my chimney to surprise my children with gifts? I don't even know you. My own family doesn't do this. Like, you know what I mean? And they normalized it, and they just give it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just give it to the world, and the world is just like, oh yeah, oh my god, this is a good imagination. And it's like, no, like, stranger danger. What happened? Like, what happened to that? Like, you just gave up on that? Like, what's up? So the thing is, I feel like people don't have their own imagination no more. There's no such thing as normal. Normal is basically the majority doing something the same. That's all it is. They're all doing it the same, so they're saying this is normacy. If you don't do this, you're abnormal. And that's the thing. And then that's when you get labeled as crazy. You get labeled as, you get labeled with mental illness until you succeed. Then you're eclectic, and you're enthusiastic, and you're magical, and you have gifts and talents, and you're a prodigy. That's when they start giving you labels and stuff like that. They rename stuff, and it's like, no, I just thought outside the box. While everybody was a robot, I'm like, hey, I just want to live and do it this way. And then people are like, oh my god, that is cooler. You don't know it's cooler because you never tried.
Yeah,
you never tried.
Yeah, never tried. I didn't want, okay, so being gay, I didn't want the normal heterosexual or heteronormative life. Oh, I play this role, you play this role, we have kids, we have a home, and we this and that. I never, those things didn't appeal to me, and I'm not shitting on that. Like, I'm not shitting on that, but I saw it, I was just saying it to my grandmother. I see it as just a way that a society is surviving. And I do
Right.
surviving, not thriving.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, like I said, they find themselves in their adolescence in high school. They party like a rock star in college. They get the degrees and stuff, but they party, they drink, they do all of those crazy things. They get it all out. Girlfriends doing the whole football team, whatever. But what happens is then they meet the person that they're in love with or that they love, usually after college or in college. They get their jobs, they get
Mm-hmm.
married, they buy a house, they have kids, and then the cycle repeats itself.
Right.
And I'm like it's so crazy because people say, "Oh, well, you were molested and raped, so you never, that's not a natural life for you to be gay." And it's like, dude, I knew I was gay at 2 years old. And, well, look at this though. I knew not only was I gay, but I was giving full concerts to stuffed animals. My mom told me, you were singing the Sound of Music, The Hills Are Alive for the neighborhood boys. In the hood, not one of them boys ever teased me. Not one of them boys ever teased me. Sang for them. We was all the same age. My mom, she said, you used to go outside, you would watch a Disney movie, you would learn a song, you would go outside and sing it to those boys. And they weren't even my friends. They wasn't even my friends. Like, what I'm saying is that I just naturally knew that I was here to do something other. I won't even just say entertainment or this or that because I had to put somebody in their place a couple nights ago when they came on my platform and was like, entertainers should stay in entertainment and mind their business about politics. And I was like, first of all,
Well.
all of us wear many hats. Then I was like, then you don't understand. This is my job. You don't know what my passions are. And then I started explaining that I want to work for the United Nations. I started that real work. And then I said, and then on top of that, that star that you're trying to make light of, you may work at a government agency, but that star that you're trying to tease me and tell me to stay in my lane with, that star is going to make sure that I affect this world with positive change way more than you ever could. I'm going to have opportunities that you at working at a government agency will never get because of that star. And I think that's why, now that we've had this conversation, I think that's why the person said it in the first place. I think because they looked at me and looked at their life and saw the differences that they projected. And now, because I didn't see that until you said that just now, they projected because, they probably wanted to sing. They probably wanted to have a camera. They probably wanted to take and do this. But like you said, they said to somebody, "Oh, I want to do this." And they said, "Man, you crazy. You can't do that. You better stay in school. You better go ahead and do that." And they took it as the gospel, as we say. Not like with me, people said shit to me in my life, and I took it to heart. But then I always had that looming voice in the back, which I now know is my voice, that said, "But you at least gotta try it. You at least gotta try it."
But you know what's so crazy? That whoever said that to you is a special kind of stupid. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? Like, if we're in the same country battling the same thing, we're dealing with the same problems, right? Obviously, your president is my president. Why shouldn't I have a voice to talk about it? Your president is my president. Who you put in office may not be who I want in office. You get what I'm saying? They're like, "Oh, stay out of politics." First of all, you don't even have to be over here. But something that, and then on top of that, I'm sorry, does influencer mean something different now all of a sudden? Because last time I checked, influencer means you can influence change. You can genuinely influence how people move. That's the whole. You're doing your job. You're doing your job. You're influencing the crowd. Now, how the hell, like, bro, like, people are special sometimes. Like, I don't understand how they miss that concept. They feel so need to get their voice out there that they don't pay attention to what they're saying. And then they try to be all negative, and then it comes out like, "Oh, you don't have an education." Not at all, do you? Okay, now we know what's wrong with you. Now we know why you're acting like this. This makes a whole lot of sense now. When you start actually looking at their life, you like, okay, I get it. You can't even be mad no more. I get it. Okay, I get it. Yeah, you shit in the barrel. Now you got to eat it. Like, you listen. That's just your life, and you got to accept that. That's just okay, and that's just you. and stuff like that. But you came over here, which is the only reason why I'm saying something about it. I had nothing to say about it, but you decided to come in my territory.
Exactly.
You know?
And that's
I can't stand
they
people.
come into your territory and want to talk shit on you, and it's your territory.
Exactly. Like you got out your business and came over to mine.
Yeah.
And you thought I was just gonna let that slide.
He was at work. And he made sure he chimed in while he was supposed to be working for the man. He was on my platform. And the crazy thing was, then he says to me, oh, but no disrespect. It's all love, Queen. I follow you. I just want you to know I support you. But you talking out the side of the neck, and I'm supposed to just be like, oh, because you're a supporter, I'm just so grateful to have you. No, literally, I have blocked supporters.
Wait, hold on. Somebody that supports you tells you to stay in your place? See, you don't want to argue with me. You don't want to argue with me because I done brought all that up. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. You support me and just told me to stay in my place? You should know who I am. And you have the audacity to even come out your mouth and say stay in your place? It's like, oh, you might as well call me boy. It's like you just disrespecting the fuck out of me. I know you did not just like, but I would have had a whole fit. Like, what? No disrespect. I always followed you, Queen, and stuff like that. Well, now you are banished. You are banished. Gone.
Had enough? Or do you want more? Watch the rest of this conversation right now on my YouTube channel. YouTube.com/The Queen of Shade. I'm listed. Come and find me. Hey, Queen of Shade here. Make sure you check out all of the music that you heard in this episode. Right now streaming on all platforms. How do you find it? Simply place in my name, The Queen of Shade, wherever you stream your music, and let the music listening begin. Don't worry. I'm a professional.